In this video, I'm going to go over analyze student loan decision making. I'm going to help give you or guide you through some of the answers, but I will not answer everything. So, in this one, what you're basically doing is you're going to be going through and you're going to see that each of these students have to make a decision between the amount of loans that they need to be taking on for a college degree. So you're literally going to make sure you read all of the directions. It is super important that you do because there's extra information in these bullet points that are given. So this is Jada. She wants to save on room and board and decides to attend a local college and live with her parents. Financial aid that she's getting is $5,500 a year, and it's expected that her parents would contribute or her family would contribute $4,200, but they can't afford that. So that means that she's going to have to take out a loan for that amount, or at least some amount. So she's trying to decide between two different career tracks. And then if we want to explore how much that would be, we're going to click on the link that is noted or discussed right here. So the first thing, how much will Jada owe in student loans by the time she graduates? So these are things that we have to think about. If it's $5,500 per year, so if it's 5,500 per year and there's 4 years plus the 4,200 per year with 4 years, we would get a total of $38,800. So how much will she owe in student loans? Well, it depends. So this is the total amount that she's going to be using during that time. But how much will she actually need in loans? It's really only going to be the 4,200 that she's taking out. So we can focus on the 4,200 times 4, which gets us 16,800, which is not too bad. So that's going to be how much she's going to be taking out. So then the next part, it says, what's the starting salary for each career? So you're going to open up this link here and it's going to bring you to this. So if you want to first look at accounting, you would find accountants and audits. And if you scroll toward the bottom, you'll see that there's a job outlook and information about it. So you're assuming that the starting salary is going to be the lowest one right here. So 44,480 would be your answer. So I'm going to go over here and say it is 44,480. So that would be the answer for this one. So then you do the same thing for graphic designer next to it, and then you should be able to compare. So based on whatever you find for those two, you want to determine what you think she would best to major in and why. And this is completely up to you, like how you want to describe it. There's not really a right or wrong answer as long as you can justify it. So I'm leaving 3 and 4 for you. So the next part is Dwayne. So Dwayne wants to become a chemical engineer and he lives in Texas where there's a large job market with oil companies. Financial aid at the engineering school he's accepted to requires that he take out $80,000 in private loans over 4 years. So this is over the course of that time. So what you need to do is find out what the starting salary is for a chemical engineer by again going to the same site and finding chemical engineer. So A through C, it'll be in under C. If I scroll, we can find chemical engineer right here. So when you click on chemical engineering, you'll scroll to the bottom and you'll see that on the lower end, the starting salary will be $66,810. So that's going to be your answer for the starting salary. And then using a common rule of thumb about starting salary and student loan, is this a good idea? So if you're not really sure, then I would Google this information. I would say, what's the rule? What percentage should the my payments be per month compared to my income? So from there, we are going to look at number 7. And it says Dwayne's guidance counselor suggests he used a student loan calculator to estimate his monthly loan payment. How much will it be? So you're going to open the monthly loan payment, which is this bankrate.com right here. And it'll open to this page where you're going to enter $80,000. The loan term is 10 years. And then the rate is 6.24%. So for monthly payment, it looks like he will be paying $897.84. And that's what you're going to put in here. So then the next step says if Dwayne, if his take-home pay is $4,300 a month, what percentage of the paycheck is going to student loans? So remember, we said this is $897.84. If I want to find the percentage, that means I'm going to do $897.84 divided by 4,300. And whatever that gets you, it'll get you some kind of decimal. You're going to convert it into a percentage. So I'm going to leave that up to you. The next step here is looking at the different ranges of time. So what if you extend your loan for 15 years instead of 10 years? Is this a good idea? Well, that's something you need to think about in terms of your previous experience now looking at types of loans. If you think about it, generally, even though when we shorten the amount of loan, it seems like we're paying more because we are paying more upfront, right? But it's within a shorter amount of time. If I'm dragging it out, yeah, those payments look a little bit smaller, but overall, I end up paying more in interest because I am lengthening my loan. So it ends up being a time issue, and it ends up dragging out to be way more than it would have been had I paid it off in a shorter amount of time. So just something to think about. But I'll let you answer 9 and 10. For Megan, she's someone who lives in the suburbs of San Jose and is trying to decide between San Jose State and Santa Clara University. I think one is a state school and one of them, which is a public school, and one of them is a private school. So that's going to make a financial difference. Both are closer to home, but she wants to live on campus instead. She came across this website and decides to input her numbers. She qualifies for $5,000 in Pell Grants, $9,000 in outside scholarships. These are one-time things. So we're taking it as when we add those together, that's what we're considering off the total of 4 years. This goes for all the amounts that are listed below. So when you're going through this, how much debt will she have at graduation? So when you open this website, you're going to come across this. So when you go through this, it should open up to where you have to pick San Jose State. So I pick San Jose State. I'm going to go down, select bachelor's, select 4 years, select in-state, on campus, and dependent. And then you're going to click next step. So once you click next step, which I don't know why it's bringing me here, so it should take you to another thing that will move on. And when you scroll down to the bottom, it will actually end up giving you a total estimate. And that estimate ends up being, when you look at it, to be 26,240 per year. And that means that over 4 years, you want to multiply it by 4 to get your total of $104,960. And then from there, you want to subtract the amount that's given up here that says that she's taking out. So add those together, subtract it from this total, and whatever you get from there, that's going to be the loan amount that she's taking out. So that'll be the loan amount that will be taken out for this piece right here. You're going to do the same thing for Santa Clara, where you're going to go to their website, go in, type in the information, how I did similar to what it was here. And then for this one, you end up with getting an amount of 68,538. So you're going to go through the same process where you multiply it by 4 to get the amount over 4 years and subtract whatever the amount is that she has covered from that. So from there, you're going to look at and answer questions 13 and 14. It's okay if it's not completely accurate. I'm more interested in seeing what you guys think too. So hopefully this video will help you